the parents and the older children, reinforcing social bonds while allowing the parents the time they need to hunt and provide. Red foxes have a keen sense of smell and excellent eyesight, but it is their acute hearing that sets them apart on the prairie. Utilizing their auditory talents in the hunt for even the smallest game, foxes are capable of detecting the rustling of a tiny rodent from 100 meters away. Even when hiding underground, prairie mice are not protected from the ears of foxes. Listening through layers of soil or snow, foxes can determine the location of their unseen prey before launching their distinctive pounce attack. The red fox's characteristic bushy tail is an important adaptation to their open plains habitat. Not only does it assist in balance, it also aids in protecting them against the elements. While foxes inhabit burrows during mating periods, for the most part they sleep in the open. During the harsh winter months on the prairie, temperatures regularly drop below freezing. But by wrapping themselves in their densely furred tails, foxes are able to maintain their body temperature even when sleeping on snow. Primarily feeding on small prairie animals such as rabbits and rodents, when game becomes scarce, foxes can easily switch their carnivorous diet to an omnivorous one, targeting plants, berries, and insects. Foxes are also forward planning, storing food to see them through the lean times. And by managing multiple small cache across their territories, foxes protect themselves against catastrophic losses from raiding animals. Incredibly adaptable creatures, the fox is able to adjust to environmental changes in a way that few other animals can match. On the prairie, there are few images as stirring as a herd of wild horses roaming the rangeland. Considered living symbols of the pioneering spirit of the West, the history of this animal and its connection with the landscape goes back much further. The horse family, Equidae, originally evolved on the plains of North America. However, after the last ice age, the changing climate and the arrival of human hunters resulted in horses dying out on the continent. Fortunately, the horse had spread to Asia and Africa and Europe, saving the species from extinction. And it was from Europe that horses eventually returned to America, after an absence of many thousands of years. Today, wild horses occupy much of the United States, with the abundant grasses of the prairie making it a preferred rangeland. They are known as mustangs. Opinion is divided as to whether these creatures are true wild horses or feral animals artificially introduced to the environment. While the domestication of horses has altered the species, from a biological standpoint, many scientists view the mustang as the modern return of an ancient plains animal. Although adult horses have no natural predators across the plains, horses have evolved as prey animals and prefer to live in the safety of herds. Males compete for mating rights with females, and herds tend to consist of a dominant stallion with a harem of mares and their young. Across the open prairie, mustangs are known to look after their injured herd members and are able to live long lives of around 25 years in the wild. On the American grassland, wild horses are in conflict for grazing areas with domestic cattle. With a faster digestion rate, horses must consume more forage than cattle, but can obtain sufficient nutrition from poorer quality food sources, thus surviving in areas where cattle would starve. The prairie environment sustains a number of wild species that rely on the grasslands for forage, as well as domesticated livestock. The wild horse population is capable of doubling every 4 years, and without human intervention can threaten the balance of the plains ecosystem. For the mustang, it is not a question of survival, but a question of at what level the population will be maintained. From above, the true scale and immensity of this grassland environment becomes apparent. Ruling the skies above the prairie is the symbolic animal of the United States of America, the bald eagle. Bald eagles are seabirds, but are such adept hunters that they can be found throughout most of the country. Here on the inland plain, tree cover is limited, so few eagles can nest on the prairie. Instead, they use their uninterrupted view of the landscape to hunt land-based prey. In ancient times, this grassland was covered by a shallow inland sea. When the waters receded, around 55 million years ago, they left behind the flattened expanse that became the prairie. Gliding above this wide open landscape, the bald eagle utilizes its eyesight to an almost unfair advantage. With eyes almost as big as humans, the bald eagle is thought to see the world with a sharpness at least 4 times better than ours. A transparent inner eyelid slides across the eye every few seconds, wiping it free of dirt. Dual centers of focus allow eagles to see forward and sideways at the same time. Hovering hundreds of meters over the exposed terrain, the eagle is granted unimpeded views of all the activity below. And on a landscape this broad, little can escape the eagle's eye. As seabirds, bald eagles subsist primarily on a seafood diet, and even in inland environments, they keep a close watch on the groundwater for signs of fish. Diving from above with speeds over 150 kilometers an hour, bald eagles dispatch their quarry with their highly developed talons.